He's up next, our first single-seaters of the day. And we haven't caught up with these guys for a long, long time, so it's great to have them back on the television show here for Extreme Festival. But some of the best racing you're going to see on the day comes out of this category. We literally badge them as the 600cc four-wheelers, and we caught up with championship leader Sim Grobler.
We started off on the back foot the first meeting or two, but since then has been a great results. I think I've had 4 or 5 second places and a win, so it's looking good at the moment.
Ex-motocrossers Sim Grobler and Peter Hills going at it with Jaco Schricks, multiple champion. And of course, Anthony Taylor, very seasoned campaigner in this category. Lendl Janssen, one of the newcomers. Travis Rugenheimer will be there as well. Ben Pinot, and unfortunately Ross Rugenheimer getting a completely messed up start as he heads down almost at the back of the pack. In fact, I think he's stone last heading through turn 1.
And you don't want that here today because his cars are so evenly matched and lap times are really so close. So a bad start like that can really end your racing. And I think it's done it for the man at the back at the moment. Onto the back straight for the first time on board here with Travis Rugenheimer. As doesn't quite have a slipstream, so that's really something you need to do here at Zwartkops is get that slipstream to try and make the move into turn 4. And you do not want to lose that gap on the leading bunch because you can really get caught in no man's land.
Now, let's have a look and see how he gets through the field. You can see at the front end though, starting to fan out. There are 6 cars fighting for this lead. And that's how exciting things can get. As I mentioned at the start, it's kind of like 600cc racing. They are so close. If you look at the front end at this stage, it's all about Hills fighting with Sim Grobler, Jaco Schricks. Then you've got Anthony Taylor thrown in the mix. Gert van den Berg is there. Ramchander is there. And at the back end, it's the bull security machine of Lendl Janssen. So any of these cars can get through and can do some damage. But the nice thing about these guys, as close as it is, you'll hardly see ever any rubbing or touching amongst these guys. There is enough room on this track for them all to play.
Yeah, Greg, in the practice sessions, I was standing on the side of the track watching, and the corner speed that these cars are able to carry is just incredible as they come across the line for the first time. It's that man, Peter Hills, out front, but watch out for Anthony Taylor. He's running there in top 5, and he's a man really full of experience in this category and will want to get to the front of this field.
Man, he hasn't got a lot of experience, and unfortunately we haven't seen a lot of his car 67. He's not in the front pack here, although he qualified nicely. Liam Pinot stepping out of karting into these single-seaters for the very first time today in the Phoenix Jewelers car, unfortunately with a little bit of issues, so hopefully you can get that all sorted out. There you can see him heading into pit lane now, just with some issues on that car, but watch out for the young Carter as he starts to get to the front end. He is certainly going to give these usual contenders a run for their money. Look at that on the inside. Sim Grobler, massive cojones, straight into turn 4, takes the inside line and makes it stick.
Yeah, to make that stick was impressive because he really had to go right on the inside. You can look at them fan out here, top of the hill. This is where the spectators really do get their money's worth. And watch out for Peter Hills going around the outside there. Look at that. Is he going to run out of room? Yeah, no, he doesn't. He makes it stick. And like you said, this is racing. This is four-wheel racing at its finest here at Zwartkops.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. You can see all 6 cars fighting, all 7 cars in fact there, because all of a sudden there's another one coming along for the ride. Not too far off the back end there is Travis Rugenheimer. Ben Pinot coming along for the ride too as he comes to try and make up the ground. If they can work together, there's a very good possibility we may even have 8 cars fighting for the lead. Unfortunately at this stage though, as they go down into turn 2, Peter Hills has lost out again. Grobler into the front end. Hills in second. Taylor there in 4th. Schricks is 3. They are so evenly matched. Ben Pinot having a big look on the inside. Can he make it stick? No, not quite just yet. As you can see, young Brandon Hills under attack there from Ben Pinot. Front end, Peter Hills hit the front again, right through Castrol Magnetech corner, and on his tail, oh, big spin, Ramchander's out. Ramchander falls out, and Lendl Janssen tries to take advantage of action and just misses him.
Oh, Greg, like you said earlier, I like the respect these guys show. They go on the inside, but they do leave enough room just to let the other driver come back. So you really can't afford to bash and barge too much in these cars because you could really find yourself DNFing the race. But look at this at the moment. It's car number 4. That's Gert van den Berg. Looks like he's having a few little problems there. He's got Ben Pinot and Brandon Hills right on his tail. So we're going to have to see if Gert van den Berg manages to hold them off, but I don't think so. And look at the front end of the field now. They do 4 abreast going into turn number 2 onto the back straight.
If you look at that top 4, there are 12 national championships in amongst those drivers. So that's the caliber of driver at the front end of this Formula V field. Van den Berg trying to come back here. He's lost out 1 position, unfortunately, there to Ross Rugenheimer. And now the Loop Fusion car giving him some hell. That is Brandon Hills around his outside. But you can hear that V is just not firing like it should. And Van den Berg has got some issues. So he's going to fall even further back. And it looks like the battle is going to go between those 2. Have a look at Schricks. He's seen the line and going 3 by 3 into turn 4, by the way. Nearly up the inside there was Peter Hills. We've seen him already. He can go left or right of that corner to make the move stick. Anthony Taylor now sees an opportunity. He comes on the inside. Look at the defensive line now out of Jaco Schricks. Learning from the last lap. Not going to give Sim Krobler any room. But watch Krobler. He'll probably cut back here and try and get him into 5 and 6 and set it up as they go through turn 7 to get down into turn 8 for the breakers.
Yeah, Schricks is saying to Krobler, if you're going to get past me, I'm going to make it all kinds of hard work for you. Coming now down into the final turn. I don't think he's going to leave the room. No, you can see he goes inside. Oh, there we go. Krobler's trying to fake it to the inside, but just doesn't quite have enough. Will he come to the line now? It's going to be Schricks, and look at that. Hills and Taylor coming around the outside, but don't make it stick.
Rob, that's 2,000ths of a second between the top 2, and it's 0.1 between the top 4. That's how close it got, with Schricks taking the win ahead of Krobler, Hills and Taylor. Lendl Janssen eventually in 5th place, and Travis Rugama beat out Ben Pienaar and Ross Rugama for the top 8. Peter Hills and Krobler are on equal points in this championship ahead of Van den Berg and Jaco Schricks. Ramchand is there as well, and Anthony Taylor closing in. We caught up with 4th place man and race winner Jaco Schricks.
It was really good. It was much better than I expected. I had a bad qualifying. I qualified 5th, and I just decided to take the race as it comes, one person at a time, and we ended up in front. It was a good